I'm gonna be playing some Assassin's Creed Origins just because I want to, just because I'm having all kinds of fun with it. We're gonna start from the beginning, and we're gonna use my old file. We're gonna go with the new game plus, and you know, that's just gonna make us pretty beast mode, honestly. Which, you know, it is kind of cool, but at the same time, it could be a burden. Gonna be battling all kinds of guys here and stuff like that, and I'm just gonna seem like I'm overpowered. But one of the things that I really wanted to do, I really wanted to actually do this in a way where, like, Bayek would just be like one punch man, where like he's just able to like decimate anybody just with his fist, you know. So I may even try to like remove all my weapons and see if you know, I could just see how powerful I am just with my fist. That thing, I think that would be kind of cool. It would be kind of wild. So we'll see what happens. Like, I would really love to just one punch an elephant, like literally just with my fist. That would be absolutely amazing. I know somebody actually did it, but what they ended up doing was they ended up, you know, like hacking the game or using some kind of cheat where they were able to obtain, like, I think it was like 20,000 points that they were able to put right into their warrior class. And then by doing that, you just became completely overpowered. It was like nuts. Guy went straight up to an elephant and he just hit it once, just with his bare fist. And I think that would be cool. I honestly think that, you know, it's cool that you could like progress in this game just constantly by constantly gaining ability points. Absolutely beautiful game. I really have a lot of, or not a lot, but a little bit of apprehension about Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And I know a lot of people are on board with that. They just feel like, oh my god, Odyssey is just going to be insane. People are worried. The whole timeline thing, you know, and Animus being able to go back in time in the Animus and changing history. That's just kind of wild.
Protect the Pharaoh. I am Medjay to no Pharaoh. You see this? I can read my own name, Nat. We will find you. We will find you in your sleep.
That was a pretty gangster move.
Sleep. I never sleep. I just wait in the shadows, and I will kill you all. Everyone who sniffed the air that day in Siwa.
Damn, that was brutal. Gave that dude a headache. Okay, now we're gonna see if like this will actually work, because the last time I tried doing something like this, out of nowhere, the game just froze, like right here, as I was fighting this guy. So we'll see if it works.
You killed my...
Alright, and you know what? Let's see if I could take off my weapons. Ah, it won't let me. Okay, I'll have to do it afterwards.
That was a mistake.
Your master was a murderer.
I am his sworn bodyguard. It is a question of honor.
I am the Medjay of Siwa.
Then you are a worthy opponent.
I don't believe I'm actually having problems taking this guy out with everything. That's crazy. Well, probably because it's the beginning and they just don't want you to use all your stuff. Probably afterwards I'll be able to like totally just annihilate this guy.
A broken...
Let me see if I can do it now. Let me see if
Weapon
they'll let me change my gear. No, still no.
Save you! This place will serve as tomb to one of us. Let it be you.
Let us call truce. You are not the one I've sworn to kill.
Quick!
Oh, there we go. That was quick.
Anubis awaits you. The scarabs.
Let me see if it'll let me do it now. Yeah, now I've got all my gear. Here, let's see if I could take this off and just try just punching people. See how well I do. There we go, unarmed. Like, look at my ability points. My warrior has 130. Seer and hunter each have 105. And that's all, like, without, you know, like, purchasing points and things like that. That's all, like, straight up doing all these, like, glitches and tricks and secrets and everything, and you know, like, filming it so that I could put it on my YouTube channel. That's what all that is. It's... Alright, let's see. Like, my goal in starting this new game plus is actually to, like, continue getting
This must have been
more and more ability
centuries
points.
ago.
Like I said, I would absolutely love to just be able to punch something, like, just once and kill it once. Like, so far, the elephant at the end of the game, the last game that I played, one of the last leaders, I actually, like, just swatted the freaking elephant just once with a sword and it died. So, it'd be nice to see if my Bayek is stronger. And I think they did a decent job with this game. I think that, you know, like, the RPG elements actually did, you know, it was actually pretty cool, but
Of course.
I'm actually worried about full on RPG in Odyssey. I think that's going to be, like, a little wild. All right, let's see.
Get him! Die! Hepzibah! Watch out!
Bayek, is that you? It is an ambush.
You are telling me?
This is actually kind of funny, just punching these guys.
Kill his friend, and I'll take care of the Medjay. You are supposed to be dead, and you will be. Make sure of that.
Let me try a weaker weapon. Let me not, well, any weapon that I have is actually going to be kind of crazy. Here, I'll put on the swordfish. How's that? There we go. Slap him with a fish. That looked like it hurt.
I see you have made new friends.
They were setting up an ambush. It's a good thing I came to welcome you, huh? Ah! It's been months. Look at that beard, huh?
It's been nearly a year, my friend.
Feels good to get out and fight. I am out of practice. In Siwa, everyone defers to the soldiers on pain of death, or worse.
I've killed one of the masked ones. The Heron.
4 more. Come. It has been a long road. You need rest?
No. No rest. Not until all the masked one's guts lie baking in the sand.
Gods, I have missed you.
Yeah, nothing makes you miss somebody
Where
like
is your mount?
guts and stuff all over the place.
Ah, there you are, boy.
Let us go, Sene.
How have you been holding up since I left?
It has been difficult, Bayek. Without you, the villagers look to me to keep order. But the soldiers have set up a garrison, and they rule over all.
A garrison in Siwa?
Ptolemy wants the entire region kept under heel. I do my best to keep the villagers out of trouble. I could use your help.
I'll do what I can. But do not forget, I have my own justice to pursue.
Ah, I knew I could count on you, Seni.
What happened here?
The garrison soldiers are brutal. If they suspect a villager is lying to them, they burn his neighborhood. And worse.
That's pretty intense. Burning a man's neighborhood just because they suspect him of helping out. That's crazy.
Welcome home, Bayak.
You owe all you have. Your farms, your goods, your
The
children.
villagers are drained of
You
life.
owe your very life.
No one in the Wahat could make a move without being questioned, threatened, taxed, or beaten. We all have learned to obey and keep our heads down. You see how it is.
Let's not attract attention.
Do my eyes deceive me?
You're Bayek of Siwa, of course you're going to attract...
Are you going to go to your house?
Nothing there for me. Tell me about the Ibis.
Medunamun.
Is he here?
He is the plague on the oasis. As you can see, the soldiers have become more brutal since he arrived. Before they got drunk and fought with the villagers. Now that Medunamun is here, they are disciplined and vicious.
All the more reason to kill him.
Do not take him lightly. He is lean and sinewy,
Citizens of Siwa,
but very powerful.
behold what becomes of those who disobey Medunamun.
Is that Bayek?
Priest to the Pharaoh.
Whoa.
Ah, home. Leave your mount. He will not stray far. Go ahead on in. Rest, my friend. It has been a difficult day.
I have no interest in rest. I must prepare for this man.
Hepzibah! Hepzibah! Once again, the soldiers! Bayek!
The craziest thing is I remember when this game first came out and you couldn't change his hair, his beard, or anything like that, his hood.
Look at you! Cuts? Contusions?
I'm fine.
Sit! Hmm? Sit! Sit! I'll take care of it.
You haven't changed.
You and I've always patched you two up. Made excuses to your parents. Times have changed, but you, I can count on.
Slumbering Osiris. I thought you would never wake up.
Rabia patched me up and
I let you sleep. You need to be alert to tangle with Medunamun. In fact, my friend,
A new bow?
see if you like it. Best spot to hit is right in the head.
Wow, they gave me the whack bow. I can't use any of my bows.
One of the dummies is sturdier than the other.
I like the bow.
Try again.
Actually, I want to use my bow. There we go. Let's see how that works. Well, I mean, that's the dummy that was not as sturdy.
Good.
Hepzibah!
soldiers are coming for you!
Go. Come, quickly.
Run, Hepzibah, run!
Make certain no one gets out of the house alive. Hepzibah! We're just here to talk! Nomarch Rudjek's been killed. Your friend, the Medjay, may have been involved. Come out, if you wish to clear his name. Prepare an ambush.
Neck! They will find my letters and
Thanks,
burn
Melee
down my
Levy.
place.
I actually have fun playing this stuff. What I'm basically trying to do right now is I'm trying to score some more ability points just because like I enjoy being like super strong. So like let me see if it'll even let me do it, or if it's no, it's not gonna let me do it yet. I'll show you my ability points when I'm able to.
Now for the rest of them.
Let's see if it'll let me do it now. Yes, it will. Okay, hold on. Yeah, see, I've got all these ability points. I actually want to be able to like completely knock out a war elephant in one shot with my bare fist. That's like the whole thing that I'm doing here. But the thing is that at the same time, having you know, like the points in Seer and Hunter actually improve those abilities as well. Like I could poison one person in the middle of the town and like the entire town will die like, you know, within like an hour, if that. It's kind of wild. It's I don't know. It's strange. You know, like I'm just a goofball for wanting to do it, but you know, it's kind of cool the way that they implemented the system where you could actually just completely continue to strengthen yourself. You know, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, I am insane, just a little bit, just a tad. I mean, it's kind of funny. It's kind of like, you know, he's totally Dragon Ball Z, because I could just, you know, kill people indiscriminately with one punch in some cases. Like I actually have the enemy scaling up, and you know, as I play through the game, like the enemies are usually like the same level, or you know, like around my level and stuff like that, which, you know, it does keep the game difficulty, you know, like kind of fair. But like if I turn that off, like I'd be just absolutely wasting people. Like a lot of people think that it's like crazy that I do stuff like this because they feel like, you know, you know, like it's cheating. You're overpowered, which you are kind of overpowered, but at the same time with the enemy scaling, it kind of brings everything, you know,
Thank you, Bai.
real close.
I told you these Nekati idiots do not
So
care.
it's not that
I
bad.
cannot believe their gall.
It is sad. Come upstairs. I will show you all the Magi duties of Siwa.
And all these points that I got, by the way, are like not bought like at all. These are all points that I earned doing quests, continuing to do quests, doing secrets, glitches, things like that, all kinds
So
of
you're
stuff.
telling me you
Like
do not have the powers of a
the
god?
entire history
But
that I
your
have
problem is that man you want to kill.
on YouTube playing this game.
The people will
This is how
invest
I did
around.
it, and this is like
Sure,
the benefits of it,
things
having
would
all
improve.
those points.
We soon learn the truth, actually.
I fear for the safety of your family, priest. I will move them to a more secure area.
That is the man you're up against.
I will find him and kill him.
Medunaman is a lot more powerful than he looks, and he is surrounded by the finest soldiers.
I do not care.
You'll be killed. You need to get tougher if you want to murder that spindly shit. For sure, you'll need better armor.
Hello.
I can make that myself.
Weapons are
Let's see,
more
how many hours do I
The
have?
soldiers took everything. in
Oh
the
my
village.
god, I
will
want to
talk to the
say
blacksmith.
Yes,
I've put like
Felipe can certainly get something for
350
you.
hours
Or
plus,
Senu can help you
maybe?
find what you need.
Senu? Senu is alive.
Like I've done so much like on this game,
who's
like I've
coming.
covered so many things, and then like when I do my videos,
Senu will
as you see, like I'm always doing gameplay and stuff like that, and it's always this game I'm using, and I'm actually playing the game as I go along. So I really want to say like 350 hours. In fact, let me see. I had a shot at the beginning of this video. Let me just see if I could pull that up. I'll tell you exactly how many hours I've got.
This will work perfectly.
A solid breastplate. That will help.
Yeah, look at this. I'm already beating all kinds of stuff by doing nothing. Let me see. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's like tons and tons of hours that I put into this. Let's see. Oh, track request. Okay. There you go.
When you get a chance, take a look at my table. Some villagers need help.
Why I gotta help them out? Being that this is like what I do for a living, I play all day pretty much. All day, all night. So, I've got... Yeah, oh, okay. I'm looking at the beginning of this video, actually, and I've got 351 hours into this game. So, that's a ton of time into this game. Thank you, Jose. That's what I go for. I try to like actually, you know, do like as many videos that are like helpful and everything. And recently, you know, like as we're waiting for Assassin's Creed Odyssey to come out, I've just been doing like a lot of conversation pieces. You know, they're like a lot of fun. I like to see, you know, like people like, you know, throw their 2 cents in on like what they feel about certain things. Like yesterday's video, I actually put up, you know, just what do you think of like an MMO version of Assassin's Creed, as like a friend of mine was like talking about it, and they're all crazy, like they bugged out. Titanfall 2, yes, I've played it.
Hey,
I've actually got like a absolutely ridiculous amount of games like that I haven't even touched, unfortunately, and it's like really annoying. Like, you know, I get so many games, obviously, you know, like free from the PlayStation Store, you know, from having the membership and everything, PlayStation Plus, and then, you know, just every once in a while, like when they have the sales and everything, I go and I buy like tons of games, and like there are some games I haven't even touched. I still have games that are like from the PS3 that I haven't even touched.
Hey, what? I'll kill you.
Henry.
I will. I'll definitely look into that. And yeah, you're right, Harold. Like a lot of people are kind of upset because they feel like you know, like the assassination factor was taken out. Like even in this game, a lot of people were upset that like it took forever before you actually got the hidden blade. Like you could play like legitimately 10 hours plus before you even get the hidden blade, which is crazy.
Quickly, go. Where is Teremun?
Best that I've played lately, I don't know, honestly. I really did enjoy God of War. You know, like I highly recommend playing God of War. I haven't really played a lot of Xbox exclusives, although I do have like an Xbox, and I just don't enjoy playing it like at all, honestly. Yeah, you're right. A couple of those titles, it did happen where they like altered everything. And sometimes it was for the worst, and sometimes it was for the best. The reboot of the original Tomb Raider, I actually enjoyed. You know, like just because it was like a starting point for Lara Croft. But yeah, I didn't even play Rise of the Tomb Raider or the latest one that came out. I didn't feel it necessary. I actually like the certain games that are created into movies, and I didn't even watch the new Tomb Raider movie, even though, like, you know, the actress who was in it, I hear she was phenomenal, but...
The end has come for you.
Buying a trial weapon in the Hidden One store, I don't think they're going to do that. I think that, you know, you're going to have to actually complete the trials, because those are, you know, the prizes for the trials. Otherwise, nobody would do the trials. Yeah, you know what? In the beginning, it was Levi. In the beginning, it was him managing without it. But then all of a sudden, like, he got the hidden blade. And honestly, you know, like, this is one of the things, this is one of the arguments on, like, a lot of my videos that, like, a lot of people have. A lot of people are kind of upset that they take, and especially, it starts with this one. It starts with Origins, where people feel that they don't follow the exact Assassin's Creed, like, what we know, what we're used to, you know? Like, they take this game and, you know, the assassination element was taken out. It was a lot of, like, you know, crazy things going on.
She lies here.
And,
son and daughter.
you know, they removed certain aspects that make an Assassin's Creed game an Assassin's Creed game. That's why a lot of people are worried about Odyssey.
I warned him that his rebelliousness would bring torment and suffering.
But what happened?
Yeah, Jose, they're going to keep the Trial of the Gods in, you know, like forever, basically. I'm kind of upset, though, because I feel like they should have continued giving us events and DLC and stuff like that. And they didn't. They stopped once, you know, like they started thinking about Odyssey. They changed their mind on a lot of things, and that was just aggravating.
It is not your rebelliousness.
You too, Melee. I'll see you around.
It is Ptolemy.
I'll try to stream a little more.
He will find more than he had here.
Yeah, there in Odyssey there is like a lot of change, and like I am not opposed to change. You know, when I first started playing this game, I was pretty excited. I thought, you know, like this was such a good direction. It was excellent. You know, there was a lot of, you know, like things that like we never did before, you know. I felt that it was cool that you could, like, you know, pick where you wanted to go and do things you wanted to do and everything like that. And you know, like a lot of people were actually opposed to it because a lot of people like the whole linear thing. And then the other thing is that a lot of people are upset because, you know, as you do this, it's not an Assassin's Creed game in their eyes. And the reason for that is because you're not doing things in an order. You're doing things in an order that you decide. And if you're given that power, they feel like it's a problem because, you know, what's the point of going into Animus to discover history if you could just do whatever you want, you know? And that's the big problem people have with Odyssey, is that how are we in the Animus and we're basically altering time? We create our own timeline. You know, everything you do is not going to be canon. You know, so some people are actually upset about that. Yeah, I do play Call of Duty, and you know, like I don't really stream it. I'm really terrible at most FPS games. Even Fortnite, I'm terrible at. I'll admit that. You know, like I used to be like really good at games like that, But then I started playing more RPGs and action games and things like that, and I kind of lost my edge. I started playing what was it, BioShock, and I used to like do really good in the standings online in multiplayer. And right now, like I'm just not that good at it. Yeah, Jose, I pre-ordered it too, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. Like I really, you know, like I want to play the game. You know, I'm covering the game. I think that, you know, people that are just shutting it down, in my opinion, they're crazy. Like I really want to see, you know, like what they do in this game, and I'll play it. I'll play it. I'll you know, like cover it. I'll do videos on it and stuff like that, and you know, people can decide for themselves. And honestly, if I'm, you know, just saddened by it, if it stinks, I'm not gonna pull any punches. I'm gonna let you know, hey, listen, this game is terrible. Honestly, I know that in Odyssey we're going to be dealing with a lot of present day things, because I guess like her whole mission is to find Isu technology, and that's why she's going into like the Greek mythology. So it will be interesting to see like what they actually do. You're actually going to play in the modern day, kind of like you did with Desmond in I believe it was Assassin's Creed 3, where we got most of the gameplay with Desmond, where you could just like run around, and you know, you actually ended up killing Warren Vidic and things like that. I thought that was pretty cool, honestly. And to have like more interaction in the present day where you're actually doing something, I think that's gonna like really change the whole landscape of like the Assassin's Creed series. I feel like that's something that, you know, like they really needed to do, because we really needed to see what happens in the present day and make it relevant. Yeah, I like being honest in like, you know, certain games and stuff like that. In most games I like being honest. You know, some games I kind of lie to myself, and I imagine that they're great, like what was it, the remake of of Secret of Mana. You know, like I kind of lied to myself that it was good, but you know, like I honestly, I can't lie, I prefer the Super Nintendo version better, because it was just like a lot more fun, and it just looked a lot cleaner. Right now this is kind of crazy. Oh, in this game, like the best bow that I like to use honestly is the Jackal. And funny story, I actually had this bow, the Jackal's Gaze. I had it way before they removed it. At one point they actually removed it from the game, and that was like kind of crazy. A lot of people went berserk when they removed that bow, and the whole reason behind it was because you could get it from a level 15 mission, and at the time it was the most powerful bow.
Hey, what? Die, mongrel!
I have a shot.
Yeah, Prince of Persia, they did actually lose due to fatigue and whatnot, and I think that honestly, they say that the Assassin's Creed series began because it was you know, like their answer to losing Prince of Persia. They actually did this game series in order to give you that adventure element, and you know, it actually worked out well. The first game, I know a lot of people were like bugged out about it, but then like, I don't know, once they found out that, you know, like you were really in the year 2000 or something, and just, you know, in the Animus, like going into the past, a lot of people like kind of lost touch with it. A lot of people didn't understand it, but I'm glad that they continued the series, because the series is great, honestly.
Move out of the road. Hey, now. I see you.
I know they've got a couple of misses. They got a couple of games that, you know, like people are angry about: Syndicate, Unity, Rogue. And honestly, you know, like I played those games. I thought they were all right. Really? AC2 was the one that like you couldn't get into? I find that amazing. People are like arguing that that was the best in the series, like the entire thing, AC2, Brotherhood, and Revelations. I thought Revelations was pretty good. I thought that AC2 was pretty good, but when I first played AC2, I was kind of upset because like I was really into Altair, and I was kind of upset that like, you know, they replaced them, but I understood why they did it. And it actually makes sense that they keep doing that, where they give you a different assassin every time.
Hey, what?
Really? You didn't like the combat mechanic? That's actually like pretty amazing that like, you know, that not many people actually, you know, will point those things out. And some people actually thought that that was like the best, you know, like combat that you had at the time. People were like really upset when Assassin's Creed 3 came out, and you know, like they changed all the controls. Like people were kind of upset about that. But like to hear that, like, you know, like that upsets you, that the controls and everything and the combat system, that's amazing. That's actually interesting to know. Now I actually want to go back and play the Assassin's Creed 2 series and see, you know, like for myself. That's an interesting point. Really? Yeah, you know what? Maybe that's it. Maybe that's why like so many people, because sometimes you know how people are. They like to be spoon-fed things. They don't like, you know, like the actual difficulty and stuff like that. And you know, they complain a lot. So it's just really interesting to hear that perspective, honestly. I thank you for sharing that with us, because that's actually really interesting to me. And I actually now really want to go back and play those games and you know, like just see for myself. I mean, obviously I've played them and beat them and stuff like that, but you know, like to hear somebody talk about that, you know, like it kind of like sparks new interest in certain things, you know. So I definitely want to check it out. I want to see, you know, if I find it too easy, if it bores me. I think that'll be amazing, honestly. Man, Origins comes out in a couple of months. Like I said, some people are going crazy. Some people are excited for it.
Going to kill you!
That's it. Bandits will think twice before coming back here.
Yeah, but that's the thing at the same time. Like, a lot of people are kind of upset. They feel like Odyssey should have been a new IP. Only because it's just weird that, like, we're hopping in the Animus and we're going into the past, like in all AC games. But then all of a sudden, you're able to rewrite history. And that's what confuses a lot of people.
I'm very grateful, Bayek. It's like having our Medjay back again.
I'm glad I could help.
May Amun walk with you, Seni.
Yeah, I do also have a Twitch. And after I play this, I'm actually going to be streaming on Twitch. I think I'm going to stream Doom, because Doom Eternal is going to be coming out. And the Doom series actually was one of my favorite series. Back in the 90s, it was like actually amazing to play a game where you could chainsaw somebody's head off. That was crazy. Yeah, you did change history with your actions, but not to the extent that people are worried about in Odyssey, because everything you do, from like choosing the gender to, like, you know, there's multiple endings, and people are kind of scared of that, you know. And then I also know that, like, the way that they do is they're gonna have Alexio's story is not even going to be canon. Cassandra's story is going to be canon. So even the decisions that you make with Cassandra may not be canon. And then the only way you're going to find out whether you made the right choices or not is you got to buy the book. You got to buy the novel. Now, I would probably buy the novel anyway, just because I love to read, and you know, it's one of my favorite pastimes besides video games, is reading. And I'll most likely buy the novel, but you know, I just feel like it's kind of cheesy that they make you, you know, have to buy a novel in order to find out what really went down. Yeah, it is a way to sell the book. It's just, you know, like, it's crazy. And honestly, it's like the comic books. Like, you know, we don't see Juno in the video games because in the comic books, they already took care of Juno. Juno is dead. We're never going to see Juno in a Assassin's Creed game ever, all because they killed her off in the comic book, and it was really nuts how they did it. It was entirely nuts how they did it. One thing that like really makes me crazy when I play the Assassin's Creed games, and then I go and play, you know, like some of the older games, like Assassin's Creed 2 or something like that. I keep forgetting, like, number one, the controls, because the controls are different, and then the other thing is, besides the controls being different, the gameplay, you know, like climbing and stuff like that, that's all different too. And that just makes me like completely insane. There's a couple of different videos out there as far as like the lore goes and stuff like that. I actually was involved in a project, and I'm hoping to bring it out soon, where we're going to be doing podcasts on the lore. And you know, like the lore actually is like really interesting, but you know, like starting from Origins, at the same time, you know, like this is the beginning of like everything. So, you know, like it's kind of exciting to play it in that order as well.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I do have a Twitch. Usually not on it. I want to be on it a lot more. But I'll post it in the comments so that you guys can see it. So you could visit me there as well. You could visit me everywhere. Facebook, Instagram. We'll get that all going. I actually have those things. I got to be on it like a little more. I don't usually like go on social media, which I don't know why. I really need to be like a little bit better about that. Right now I'm just running all around, like grabbing things, like doing all kinds of just everything there is to do in Seawell right now. And honestly, Harold, if you watch like a couple of my videos and stuff like that, like I get into like certain things that, you know, like might blow your mind as far as like the Assassin's Creed series goes. Like I actually like I like to like look into it and see like the really crazy things that like nobody has explored, things that like some people don't even pay attention to, which is kind of cool. Alright, just give me a couple of seconds, guys. Here you go. I just posted what my Twitch was, so visit me on that.
I found Taramun. He was dead. His family too.
Free will! What's going on, Free Will Defender? Ladies and gentlemen, Free Will Defender. He's actually like really awesome. Comments on a lot of my videos, and like I absolutely love it because a lot of people are, you know, kind of like afraid to like comment and stuff like that. And honestly, like when you're on my channel and you're looking at my videos, I want you to comment. I want you to have a good time. And I actually enjoy a lot of the comments. You know, you guys keep me in check. I'm good, bro. What are you up to? How are you doing? I was actually thinking of you the other day. I was like, you know what, man? He was asking about Twitch and stuff like that. I really should start streaming a little more, both on YouTube and Twitch, and here I am. You are? Pick me up a box of Kit Kats, man, or Oreos or something. I feel like it's my time of the month or something. Like I'm really craving sugar and stuff. That's just so convenient. You're at the grocery store and you're watching Darkstrider video. That's kind of crazy. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it.
Fenuku, it is dangerous here. Get on home.
Fenuku.
Bayek, you're back?
Where is Chenzira?
He wanted to see the skulls in the hyena den, but the hyenas came back. I ran this way. Chenzira ran over by the tomb.
You are lucky the hyenas didn't chase you. Go back to the village. I will find your brother. What?
Do I have to tell my parents?
Chenzira got you into this. He will have to talk to them. Now go ahead.
Yeah, he's in trouble. This is where I'm going to grab my first extra ability point. And just so that you all see, it's not really like I need ability points. But I think it's going to be like absolutely crazy to play through this game, get like a whole crap ton of ability points, and put them into something. Make Bayek just a one-punch warrior. That'll be great. Oh, look at me missing money. Not like I need the money anyway. Well, I could probably use the money to buy more experience tablets. Just so that Bayek could be just a beast. Holy crap, it's been so long since I played this thing, I totally forgot. There we go. There's where I'm supposed to go. I can remember when this game started and you couldn't change his cosmetics. You couldn't change his beard, hair, or hood.
I'm coming to get you.
Bayek, is that you? You've come back.
No, Ubisoft didn't release anything new, and that's kind of disappointing, honestly. Like, I would, if I was Ubisoft, I would, you know, like, just release something. You know, they promised in the beginning that they were going to do all this support, like full support for Assassin's Creed Origins, and then they kind of stopped. They just, you know, they started going with, you know, Odyssey and doing things for Odyssey, and honestly, you know, like, I would like to see something like that, even if it's like a Layla DLC where, or, you know, like something along those lines where, like, we see what she's been up to. Yeah, they did for a little while, and then, like I say, they stopped. I don't know why they did that, and a lot of people are kind of upset about that. Because, like, we were really expecting more. Like, a lot of people were excited. But then again, you know, like, the same thing like Far Cry 5. Like, I play a lot of Far Cry 5, and they really messed that up. Do I like Adidas? It depends. Are we talking Run DMC like back in the 80s Adidas? Or are we talking about the new Adidas? Or are we talking about all day in Dad's apartment having sex? Because I'm with that. As long as my dad ain't home. And he doesn't know what's going on. New Adidas, yeah, new Adidas are alright. You know, back in the day, like the classic look that they had, that was kind of cool too.
Genzira, are you alright?
I can't believe you are back.
Yes, I'm back, Chenzira.
You should not be in here.
I'm hiding from hyenas.
Fenuku told me about that. It is not enough to get yourself in trouble. Now you put your little brother in danger?
But it's with Hemugon.
Alright, I understand. Let's get you out of here.
Bayek, look at that. What is it?
I would like to know myself. Must be very old.
Here we go. Ability points.
Ancient writing from the Old Kingdom.
Yeah, they stopped doing. I mean, you still got like the daily quests, and every week they give you the Trial of the Gods. So like, you know, that's still on and stuff like that. But you know, they're doing nothing new. And honestly, like, I would like to see them do something new just to keep the game, you know, fresh. Some people have already given up on the game. They've sold it off and stuff.
It would hurt anybody if I told them.
Keep close. Chenzira, don't feel bad. You had no way of knowing what they would have done the same thing in your place.
I guess.
They could at least even give us the fourth god. It was supposed to be 4 gods that you fought, not 3. It was supposed to be Sekhmet, Sobek, Anubis, and one other.
Help me!
Chenzira, you're in the cave. Calm down, bro. Alright, now come out.
You better get home.
Bayek, can I ask you something?
Go on.
Could I be a merchant like you one day?
Well, you can start by looking out for your brother and not taking him to dangerous places.
I promise.
Now get back home.
There was a lot of stuff that they didn't address or answer in this game, and I'm kind of upset that we didn't get a Bayek sequel just because of all that. There was a lot of things that were unaddressed. Yeah, when they were doing all those side quests, I was ecstatic. I was happy as hell. Yeah. It was an absolute mess that they didn't make the Bayek sequel. Like, it's aggravating. You know, I do enjoy the fact that they brought out like a new Assassin's Creed, but I really feel that a lot of stuff wasn't addressed here, and it really needed to be. And I'm hoping to see like a Bayek sequel in the future. I'm hoping she dives into the Animus and goes into Bayek at some point.
Papa, you found it. Can I have it back?
But the one thing that kind of aggravates me about that is that, you know, will that then mean that they can continue to go into other assassins if they wanted to? You know, like I did a video on that, if you remember, where I was like, you know, should they revisit old assassins? And, you know, like some people were for it, some people were against it. You know, like some people feel like they should be just a one-shot deal. And, you know, like you shouldn't actually revisit all those guys because their stories are already told. But at the same time, even though their stories are already told, you know, like some things need to be addressed. Some things, you know, like you really need to like go back and see what's going on.
This place is heavily guarded.
Not too heavily, these guys suck.
Hey now!
Oh, I forgot I don't have the hidden blade, so like I don't actually kill them. I just smash their heads into the ground.
Hey, hold on! Time to die, Filet.
And this is actually an interesting concept. Like the whole thing, like a lot of people, like for some reason they comment that, like, you know, why would I want to have so many ability points and everything, because it's kind of like cheating, you know, like I'm so OP and stuff like that. And then like what a lot of people don't understand is that, you know, like you put on the enemy scaling and it's not a problem. Although, yeah, you know, they're your level, but you know, they still are weaker than you. But at the same time, like it's just a lot of fun, honestly.
I'll cut you, dog.
Like right now, I have the game on easy, and I have the enemy scaling on, and you know, these guys are still they're not just dropping to the ground with every hit.
I have a shot.
Yeah, you're not turning on that lamp, dude.
Target well in range. I have a shot.
Told you you're not.
I see you.
Yeah, I have fun with it too, but for some reason, like, people get angry. Like, if you look on like a lot of my videos, people leave comments like, "Why would you do that? Why do you feel like you need to be so OP?" And the thing is that I'm having fun. I'm doing things that, you know. There's another YouTuber, a good friend of mine, Edward Shore, and he actually does like really crazy things with these games. He actually finds crazy hacks and everything that, you know, like he's got like 20,000 points in like one thing and whatnot. He finds like all these like crazy secrets and glitches.
The stone circle. I brought Khemu here not so long ago.
One of the things that I really enjoyed about this game was that it was just massive. There were so many things going on. There was so much to do. It was absolutely incredible. Like, just the map alone is just, it's ginormous. Really? That actually sounds pretty cool, honestly. I love when kids get involved in like the games. Funny story about like you know, like synchronizing and stuff like that. When Lil Strider was a baby, he had to be like maybe 2, and I was playing Assassin's Creed, the first one, and
he has brought great sorrow to us all.
he came and he's sitting on the couch and he's just watching me play, and I got to the scene where like I synchronized, so I got up on a tower, I started synchronizing. And as I was synchronizing, I actually jumped on the arm of the couch, like if I was like, you know, synchronizing in the house. And he starts cracking up, and then I make I make Altair jump and land in the hay, and as Altair jumps, I jump off the edge of the couch and do like a little semi-flip, land on my back, just sprayed out all over the floor. And Lil Strider just could not catch his breath. He was laughing so hard. He was dying.
Even me.
I cannot help you, Bayek. Not until I get my hammer and tongs back. And I have to get that ugly-ass Apap captain off my ass.
Is this captain with the tools somewhere I can find him?
At the foot of the hills west of here.
Yeah, the
Camp
grind
Shetje.
was real.
Camp Shetje.
I had a lot of fun
I
grinding
think
this
I
stuff.
have already solved your problem, Benipe. And I didn't even know it.
I think I,
Here are your
in
tools.
fact,
That captain won't ever come
I
back here.
got
At
to level
last, I can
40 in
reopen
like
my
a
shop.
week.
Many
Like the
thanks.
week before they started
pleasure.
doing the
I
Trial
found
of the
these weapons
Gods.
I had hidden from the soldiers. Please, choose one for yourself. Go ahead, choose one. They're all of equal value.
Yeah, out of nowhere we got like this sudden fascination with like
That spear,
zombies
sharp
and
long.
you know, vampires and stuff like that.
Come by
And
my
that's all
shop
cool as
anytime,
long
Bayek.
as, you know, like he's not watching sparkly vampires. Like that's just ridiculous. I hate the idea of sparkly vampires.
Hen Harriet, you had Yahoo? Citizens of Siwa, behold what becomes of those who disobey Medunamun, priest to the Pharaoh. Take care you faithfully follow his beneficent commands.
Man, who the heck was it? I think it was there was one commenter that was upset that you've got this game, Origins, and there's no real parkour because you're in a desert.
Gods here are vigilant.
Even though they do have, you know, like their parkour places, like look, here's a place you could parkour, you know? Man, what was that commenter's name? That guy drove me nuts.
Please, let me out. My family needs me.
Let you out? What did you get involved in?
Bayek? Is that you? Get me out of here. They've taken 4 other priests. I pray they are all alive.
Hide right here. When you are certain no one's around, get away from the temple.
Yeah, I thought the parkour in Assassin's Creed Origins was decent. I thought that there was enough parkour in it. But I think, I can't remember. I know he was complaining because he was so upset that we're in a desert. And his whole attitude was like, why would you make a game that is primarily parkour and have it in a desert setting? And then he went on, he gave an example, like you don't make a war game in the middle of like a peacetime country or something like that.
Hey! You're dead!
I love how these guys scream hey and stuff. Ouch. Ouch. And down you go. Yeah, he might be used to like the old style and stuff like that. But I didn't feel like Origins was out of place. There really is nothing more like mystical and magical than like ancient Egypt. And honestly, they could have done like a ton more with this. You know, like you see TV shows and programs and everything, like that dude with the crazy hair, everybody is into like, you know, Egypt being the birthplace, or not the birthplace, but, you know, having like a lot of like alien activity and stuff like that. And there's just so much that they could have done. There really is like tons that they could have done. They could have continued this for like a while. Origins could have had multiple DLCs, honestly. And that's where, like, you know, like a lot of people are concerned with Odyssey, because Odyssey, you know, depending on how they do it, it could be good or it could be bad.
What has become of the priest?
We are a wall.
So some people are actually upset with the idea of Odyssey. Like I said, jumping in the Animus is weird. If you're going to jump in the Animus and just completely alter history. Now, a lot of people have a defense to that, where they state, hey, look, in all of the Assassin's Creed games, you've been running around, you've been doing things in the order you choose to do them. You know, and that's since the very first game. You could actually choose to either, you know, like Altair could go to Acre, or he could go elsewhere. You choose. You chose the order that the people died in. So, you know, like some people argue, well, that's where that all started. Like the game, you truly did not have control over it. Hey, what's up, FaZe?
Hey, what?
I'm actually on the beginning right now. I started it from the beginning. I'm killing the very first guy. I actually killed him already, but I'm not going to check him out. I'm going to run. And this is these are the ability points I'm working with. Look at that. That's ridiculous. And I actually want to get more ability points and just keep growing. Yeah, it might be your connection because the stream is still going. Yeah, man. Fix that connection. This is a worthy show right now. Yeah, I'm the same way. Like my whole channel was built around freaking Assassin's Creed, you know? Like I started using the moniker that I'm Darkstrider the YouTube Assassin. Like, it's a favorite of mine, you know? Like I enjoy it. I enjoy the game series. I enjoy the game. You know, like I like the lore. I like a lot of the different things that go on in the game. You know, I like the present day and all that stuff. I enjoy it. And I want to see more. I want to see the series continue. The only thing I don't like is, you know, like what they're doing with Odyssey, where you have to buy the novel in order to like really keep up with what's going on and stuff like that. Like I said before, I'll buy the novels anyway just because I love reading. And a lot of the books that I have are actually like based off video games. I read a lot of Halo, a lot of Doom, things like that. You know, a lot of sci-fi and stuff like that. I read Ready Player One before the movie came out, and you know, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of disappointed by the movie, but I love to read. Comic books, I'm kind of upset with comic books because they actually killed off Juno in the comic book. No, I'm not on PC. I'm playing this on the PlayStation 4. You know, like I actually wanted to play on the Xbox One because I also have this for the Xbox One, but for some reason you need like all these different connections and headsets and stuff like that so that you could stream on Xbox One, which is weird. Because, like, nothing picks up. Nothing, you can't hear me at all. Yeah, I actually bought, like, all the books just because, like, you know, like I said, I'm interested in reading and I want to see like what happens and stuff like that, like how the books translate as far as the games go. Like the book that they did on Altair's life, it was actually like really, really good. What the heck is this? What do you mean the internet connection quality? You know what, I had recently, we had a storm and a lot of trees and things are down, and I don't know if that's affecting this right now. That would suck. Yeah, FaZe, I hear you. Yeah, but like I said, the books are great. The one thing that kind of aggravates me though is the comics. Like there in my area, there are not a lot of comic shops or places that sell comics. So even if I really wanted to like read the Assassin's Creed comic books, I couldn't. You know, there's nowhere really where I could like read it. And what's really aggravating is that, like I say, they killed Juno in the comics. Like, why?
Bayek.
Hepzibah tells me you are healing the villagers as best you can. It would give me
I don't like the whole idea of like killing off a major big bad that we had. That started in the comic, or not in the comic, it started in the game series. And then all of a sudden you kill her off in the comics? You ruined the whole different bunch of circumstances that we could have seen in the game. It would have been nice to see like an alternative to like the Templars. Maybe a game where like the Templars aren't even involved. We're trying to like fight the first civilization.
I will get them.
That would have been interesting.
Thank you, Bayek. Bring it to the old temple. I must go there now.
The medicine could be anywhere in this lake. Senu can help me.
That does sound weird. I don't know why they would do that. Like, that kind of defeats the purpose. Like, it should be, you know, available, like, you know, to you guys in that format. Like, why would it disappear and then reappear in English? I mean, I can see where it disappears. Maybe it's a whole thing where, you know, they're so popular that they fly off the shelves, but then, you know, like, you can't really get them back in. So they go with like a different language and stuff like that. Like we've had that with Pokemon cards in this area where like, you know, Pokemon cards in their day, they were so popular. And, you know, like you couldn't get them because they sold out and stuff like that. People, you know, they would fly off the shelves. And then we would have like the Chinese cards, like out of nowhere. Every store would carry the Chinese version of the card. Yeah, that's what aggravates me is like, you know, not many people know about the comics or their release dates or anything like that. I actually went to look online so that I could do research further on like the whole death of Juno, and there are like comic shops that are online. They're big comic shops and they don't even have copies of this thing. Like they can't hold on to them. Now, see, I enjoyed the Chronicle games too, FaZe. Like, I really did. And, like, there are some people that are just like, no, this isn't Assassin's Creed. This deviates. This is crazy. And, you know, like, I mean, okay, it was the whole 2D element, but at least it was its own IP. You know? So you really couldn't be upset about that. And I kind of liked how, like, the Chronicles China dealt with the girl who was in the movie Assassin's Creed Embers, you know, in the final days of Ezio. Like, I enjoyed that. And the whole reason I even got the Chronicles games was because that girl was in it. And I thought that it was just a cool concept. Yeah, he is actually cool. A lot of like the assassins that we have in the series are charismatic, or you know, like in their own way, they're kind of funny and stuff like that. You know, one of the big reasons that like a lot of people were upset that we didn't get a Bayek sequel was because Bayek, a lot of people felt was so charismatic. No, Senu's white. I actually have a skin, and I'll show you. If you complete the Discovery Tour, you get this icon here, in which you could change Senu from brown to white with those white, you know, like airstreams that are behind her. So, like, you know, that was one of the gifts of the Discovery Tour. That's why, you know, like, if you completed it, that's what you got. And a lot of people, you know, like, some people really didn't even bother with the Discovery Tour. They were just like, well, whatever. It's the Discovery Tour. But at the same time, it's kind of interesting, you know? Yeah, you have to complete every single Discovery Tour. And, you know, like, if you don't want to sit through there is a cheat to do it. There's a method of doing it. I actually put it on my site, on my YouTube channel. I actually got, like, a lot of flack for putting that up. Like, people were, like, really upset. Like, why would you do something like that? Why would you just rush through the Discovery Tour? The Discovery Tour is so good. You want to, like, play through it. Why would you promote just rushing through it? And I was like, dude, this is kind of what I do. I show people shortcuts and cheats. But I did say in the Discovery Tour, you know, like on that video, look, don't, you know, cheat yourself out of like such a great kind of thing, you know, like learning about different things in Egypt. And I really hope they actually do a Discovery Tour in Odyssey. I would love to see, you know, like all kinds of things going on in ancient Greece. That would be cool. Yeah, Senu is no help. I'm not finding any of these jars with Senu. I don't know why. That's weird. Yeah, I enjoyed the Discovery Tour. I thought that it was kind of cool. I thought it was a brilliant concept. I know a lot of people that, you know, they were just like, well, what the hell is this? Why would I pay for this? And I told them, look, if you got the DLCs, if you're, you know, like it's free on, you know, like all the consoles and the PC. The only way you were paying for it is if you didn't have Origins and you just wanted the Discovery Tour. All right, Faye, see you around. Kill the wabbit, that's not a wabbit, but it's gonna die. Yeah, see, that's what blows my mind too. Like, I don't understand why they would go into that, why they would do that. You know, you did do a lot in Origins, and then out of nowhere, out of absolutely nowhere, we decide, you know what, we're just going to go into Odyssey. We're just going to go into Odyssey. We're going to, you know, do Odyssey. Let's stop all support for Origins. Even though people are having fun with it, even though, like, it's enjoyable, you know, like, let's look for the next cash grab right away. Now, I'm really hoping that Odyssey is great. Like, I really want it to be great. I don't want to see it fail. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it, you know, there was so much that you could do with Origins. Origins, you know, like I said, I did that one video where, like, at the end, you discover at the end of Curse of the Pharaohs, you discover that kid's body, and it's like, okay, where did he put the orb? You know? And then there was, like, so much, like, I didn't trust that kid in the beginning. I forget Seth something or whatever his name is. And then, like, I started doing research online and looking at, like, all these different things involving his name, and I was like, holy crap, like, this guy, you know, like, he could be like a major villain. And then they jerked us. They said, no, we're doing Odyssey.
What has happened? Why aren't the patients in the temple ruins?
The soldiers threw us out. Even though I paid the Nomarch to allow me to use the temple, every few weeks soldiers come to take our medicine and food stocks.
And although, you know, like they moved on to Odyssey, I was still hoping it was a Bayek sequel because it did deal with a area that I could see Bayek going to.
Vultures. Don't worry, Rabia. I will make certain they don't bother you anymore.
Be careful, Bayek.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like I really do hope it's good. Like I want it to be good. You know, like I said, a lot of people were upset with Rogue, Unity, Syndicate, and then, you know, like once we got to Origins, people thought it was going to be more of the same, and it kind of breathed new life into the series. But now I don't know how I feel about the full-on RPG thing, though, because like I say, you know, like in a lot of my videos and stuff like that, I'm always wondering like how we're going to explain basically the ability to change history. And a lot of people will argue, well, in any Assassin's Creed game, you don't do things in exact order. You don't, you know, like if you're playing Assassin's Creed, even from the first one, like I mentioned in a you know, before as an example, Altair could choose whether he wanted to kill one person first and then the next person after. I think there was even a section of people that he had to kill where you could pick between one of three, and you could kill them in any order. If it was truly historical, he would have killed them in a specific order, you know? But at the same time, I feel like that would have made the game too linear. And I also feel like that could be easily explained. That could be easily forgiven. You know, what can't be forgiven is when you change like an entire history, like everything is out of whack and out of place. You know, to me, that's just extreme. When you have multiple endings, even though, you know, like history would dictate that, you know, only one thing actually happened. No, I'm not farming. I'm starting from the beginning, actually. I got a new game plus. Like I've been showing people. Here we go. Excuse me. I've got all my ability points, and I'm just looking to get a ton more ability points just so that I'm able to, like, one-shot a god. Take one arrow and just stab him in the throat once, and that's it. Which would be fun. Yeah, that's the thing with Odyssey. Like, you know, like some people, people will defend the living daylights out of it, and you know, like like I said, I want it to be good. I want Odyssey to be good. Did you succeed? But you know, like when you do kind of like crazy things where you're like going into the past and altering history completely, that makes it like a different game.
Those soldiers won't bother you again.
All my patience, thank you.
Ah, I almost forgot to give you your medicines from the sunken boat.
You know, the excitement, I forgot about them myself.
The Oasis of Siwa is lucky to have you, Rabia.
Promise me you will not become consumed with your vengeance, Bayek.
I think of nothing else. By the grace of Amun, one day I will be free of it.
Yeah, I really want I want Odyssey to be good. I enjoy you know, like the RPG elements that they put into it, but I like that it's an action RPG. I don't like that, you know, we're going full RPG where, you know, like we're making all these choices and all these crazy things are happening and stuff like that. You know, that just seems disingenuous to me. That just doesn't seem like the route that the Assassin's Creed series was headed. You know, it just, you know, like we're not able to change history. It honestly should have been its own IP, I feel like, where like you decide the fate of, you know, the assassin and stuff like that. Or it could have even, it would have worked if it was present day as well, because if it was present day, then it really wouldn't have mattered, because it's not history. It's your choices in the present day. In the past, it just gets confusing. You know, like you alter a lot of stuff, you alter a lot of history, a lot of lore that has happened, and you know that is kind of weird. The other thing, like, you know, some people are kind of upset about that because it actually takes away from a lot of what's going on with Assassin's Creed.
You wanted the stars.
People like are upset because they feel like that is not an Assassin's Creed
Stone
game.
circles show the gods' places in the sky. And your grandfather once told me they also show our place in the world.
I'm going to find every stone circle, the Sphinx, and the pyramids too.
Yeah, this is why, like, I say crazy things about, you know, like, what if it was an MMO? What if this went down? What if that went down? There are so many things that, you know, that they could change it into. And, you know, like, the whole thing is, would it work? Would it work if they went this extreme? And the thing is that you can't really say, you know, that they're not going to go that extreme, because it's entirely possible. It's entirely possible. The future of the game series is intense. It could literally be one thing or another. And I want to thank Guess for subscribing. I just saw his notification that he subscribed. Almost at 3,000 subs. When I get 3,000 subs, I think I'm going to do like another giveaway. I think I'm going to give away Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Or like if people already have Assassin's Creed Odyssey, maybe I'll give away the season pass. That'll be fun. I like doing little giveaways and stuff like that. That's always fun. I just don't want to like oversaturate the channel with like complete giveaways and stuff.
Whoa.
As far as Cassandra goes, I'm okay with her. I have no problem with female protagonists. You know, like I enjoyed Liberation. And, you know, like I forget, it was another person that actually, you know, like they were upset with the character from Liberation, but I thought that she was awesome, honestly.
Whoa.
Yeah, having a male alternate was a bad idea. I would rather have it like one or the other, honestly. And, you know, like I say, I have no problem with there being a female protagonist. And, you know, like I want, when I get a video game, okay, like I say before, I want to escape reality. I want to be sucked into this world that you created. I want to be sucked into your lore, into everything. I want to be completely immersed in it. Okay? I don't want to see, you know, like anything to do with politics. I don't want to see anything to do with like, you know, SJW nonsense, you know. Make Cassandra a strong female character and, you know, I'll enjoy it. I'll openly receive it. I'll love it. You know, don't make her some kind of like lesbian or whatever, you know, like a black lesbian lawyer who is into like this, that, and the third. You know, like I want just a normal character, you know? Don't shove down my throat like nonsense. Don't shove down my throat, you know, like stuff that's just weird, stuff that just has nothing to do with anything. You know, I want to see like that. I want to see the story. I want to get immersed in the story, and I want to enjoy the game. All right, I don't want to see any shenanigans, any nonsense that you know, like people want, you know, just because they feel like the game should send a message. You know what the message should be? The message should be, I'm playing Assassin's Creed and all Templars need to die. That's the message. Okay? Yeah, the whole male-female thing is agenda-driven, I feel like, you know? Like you're trying to appease males who may not receive a female protagonist in the correct manner, you know? Cassandra is not half naked. She's not running around in her underwear. She's not running around in a bikini. You know, she's running around basically in the same outfit that Alexios is running around in. And you know what? That's okay. I enjoy that. You know? I really do enjoy that. I enjoy seeing something like that. I don't need to see her like running around in a bikini, you know, like and fighting Templars, because what's the point in that? You know? Even Aya, when you're playing the scenes as Aya in Assassin's Creed Origins, she's running around in the exact garb that Bayek is running around in, and it's amazing. And in fact, I don't feel that Aya got enough airtime. You know, like she was a really great character, and we really didn't get to see a lot of her story. And you know, we just see her relegated to like some cutscenes, or you know, like some missions, especially the sea missions. And to me, that was crap, man. I wanted to see it all. I wanted to see it, you know, like I wanted to see as much as possible, you know. There are some people that hate Aya, that you know, they felt that she had no place in the game and whatnot. But there are some people that actually wanted to see like what went down. And then the thing is, you know, when you're playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey and you choose one or the other, the problem with that is like, you know, like you play as Alexios and nothing you did with Alexios meant anything because it wasn't canon. It was absolutely not canon. Cassandra is the whole protagonist of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and like what's really crazy about that is like just the way that they did it. Like, you know, they give you these two characters. Aya finds DNA, or not Aya, Layla finds DNA, and she doesn't know whose DNA it is, and the whole point of the game is, you know, like you pick a male or female and you go and you do this thing, and then like when you get to the end of the game, how do they explain that Alexios didn't even exist? How do you explain that? Like, to me, that's absolute insanity. Like, why is that even a part of your game, honestly? Yeah, I facepalmed too. I was actually like really aggravated. You know what would have made sense, honestly? And hear me out on this. It would have made more sense. And, you know, Ubisoft could have got a lot of mileage out of this if what they did was they made, you know, both Alexios and Cassandra as part of this game. You know, where Alexios is one story, Cassandra's the other story. And then at the end, maybe we find out that Alexios was not the carrier of this weapon, that, you know, Cassandra was. You know, but Alexios still existed, and he was still a part of, like, this adventure. Or maybe even, you know, like, not that he was a part of the adventure, but he had his own adventure. That would have been amazing. Yeah, some people do hate playing as female, you know what I'm saying? And I could understand that, you know? Like, depending on you know, where you live, religion, you know, what part of the world and stuff like that, it would be, you know, like, really weird or you know, like, just out of place to play as a female character. But, you know, there are a lot of progressive areas and people that are okay with playing as a female character. But the thing is, like I say, it has to make sense. I want, you know, there's nothing wrong with playing a female character if she's the main character. You know, there is something wrong with playing a female character if you have an agenda and you have a whole crazy, insane reason that this girl needs to be in the game. At that point, it just gets ridiculous, you know? I don't need to see something like that. I don't need to see it like overly political and stuff like that. If she's in the game and she's a killer and she's going and doing these missions and stuff like that, that's all I need. I don't need for the character to have an agenda. An agenda will be like really, really stupid. What's up, Darius? Yeah, I can't stand like the whole politically correct thing. I can't stand, you know, like there's right and wrong, and that there's no gray line between that. You know, there's right and wrong. Okay, so we don't need to like, you know, make everybody feel special. You know, we don't need to do like silly nonsense like that. What we do need to do is let everybody know, you know, number one, yes, you know, be kind to one another. You know, don't give somebody a prize just for, you know, like participating. You know, there's going to be winners and there's going to be losers. There's no participation trophies in life, you know? And that kind of aggravates me, you know? Like, my son, when he plays a game and he loses, he loses. That's it. It builds character. You're not going to win at everything you do. You know, if he doesn't get a promotion at his job, there's not a runner-up, like, semi-promotion. You know, you win or you lose. You know, and if you lose gracefully, and then, you know, try harder, train harder, be better. Yeah, you know what? That's one of the problems, like treating both as canon. I would love, that's my problem. I wanted both to be canon. I wanted, you know, even if, like I said, even if we discovered that Alexios was not the main character, that Alexios still existed and still had an agenda and a life and everything. But according to the canon, only Cassandra existed. And basically, if you're playing Alexios, you're playing a non-character. You're playing a non-entity. Everything you do had no meaning. And to me, that's just stupid. That is absolutely stupid. Yeah, I honestly wish that that's what they did too. You know, like it just would have made more sense. It would have given them both, you know, relevance in the game and stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of people refer to The Witcher when I'm talking about this kind of thing, Harold, and a lot of people say, "Hey, listen, in The Witcher, from the very first game." Regardless of who you chose to be with, you in this next game, you were with somebody totally different. So basically, the choice is taken out of your hand. You know, and okay, I can understand that. You know, because like if you play like fighting games, if you made your way through with like Sonya Blade instead of Liu Kang, when you got to Mortal Kombat 2, you find out that Liu Kang was the actual winner of the Mortal Kombat tournament, the first Mortal Kombat tournament. And you know what? In a case like that, I can accept it. But the thing is that, like, in this series, you know, things are already established. Things are already, like, in there. There's a whole lore and mythos that has already gone down. And, you know, Odyssey, some parts of Odyssey just spit in the face of what's already been done. And, you know, like I say, I'm still giving Odyssey a chance. It looks beautiful. There's a lot of gorgeous scenery. The fight scenes look solid. You know, everything just looks incredible. So I'm still going to play it. But, you know, what's scaring me is how are we altering what is known in the game? How are we altering the actual mythos and the lore? What did we do? And some people are just like, nah, man, I don't give a crap about that. I just want to kill shit. And one of the things that people don't understand about Odyssey, which kind of blows my mind,
You have returned.
people are upset. Origins came out. It's supposed to be the Origin. Why are we in a time period before Origins?
So very close to ushering in the perpetual rule of the strong and virtuous.
Virtue?
The world will give us the power of the gods. What is one boy?
What is one boy?
Papa?
Yeah, to me, story is always important. I like story. I like when you, when you know, like build a whole legend, when you immerse me in your story. But then to like completely change it around is kind of crazy. Yep, the Proto-Assassins, I actually did a video on that where, like I said, the timeline is broken because, you know, there were, if you look at Assassin's Creed 2, when you go into the crypt that's downstairs, there are statues of assassins that predate Bayek and Aya, even though Aya is considered Amunet, and her statue is down there. You know? The thing is that there are like 3 or 4 that came before her, and then there was Adam and Eve. Like, you know, were they even assassins, you know? No, they weren't assassins, but they were able to do certain things, and it was incredible, you know? It wasn't that the timeline was broken, it's that, you know, we have to understand that there were spiritual ancestors to the assassins and the Assassin's Creed.
I'd rather go hunt with my papa. You always get too scared.
Hey.
Yeah, I was hoping that Darius was in Odyssey. Like, I really, it would have made sense, because it was around the same time period. So it totally would have made sense. And yes, Harold, they are trying to give airtime to the First Civilization. In Odyssey, there's supposed to be a lot of First Civilization involvement and a lot of game time where you're going to play in the modern day. And I think it was something like, from what I understood, from what my sources tell me, there's at least 30 hours of present day game time where you're playing as Layla and the assassins doing things in the present day.
Sometimes they light on fire. It makes you faster. It is up ahead.
Can I come?
Hey, your mother's waiting for you.
All right. See you at the ceremony, Hamu. Bye, Chenzura.
The herd is around here. We
You
don't
know,
want just any stag.
I've never gone running with my son on the beach in the hot sand and us running faster because our feet are on fire from the sand. That's never happened.
Oh no, I scared them.
I feel like Bayek is lying about
It's
this.
okay. More time for us to spend together. Enjoy the journey. Stay with me. We can do it.
Papa, he's running away.
Stay still,
Patience,
dude.
my boy. We will get him.
I want to poke you with my arrow.
Oh no, I scared them.
It's okay.
Come
More time for
back.
us to spend together.
Let me stab you with the arrow.
Holy Anubis.
Don't run, you'll only die tired.
That is him, all right. Let's see what we can do.
Did I get you? Did I kind of get you? I might have got you. Look at you, you're tired. Wow, what's wrong with my aiming reticle? Is he dead? He died sitting down?
We will take this to the Oracle.
No, my eyes are just bad. Time to go to the eye
One
doctor.
day, I want to shoot an arrow through the sun.
You can. Your arrow will have to become Senu.
Imagine, all my arrows are Senus. Then I'll be able to hunt anything.
You said you'd like to see the Pharaoh up close.
Yeah.
What if you stand with me by his side?
Can I do that?
As my son and the future Magi, yes.
Papa?
The other thing that I really wanted to see in Assassin's Creed Origins, I wanted to see how they ended the whole relationship between Bayek and Aya. Or not ended it, but what did they do after like they created the Assassin's Bureaus and everything like that?
The first Magi was a protector of the Pharaoh.
They actually, you know, like cut us short with like their whole story. How did Aya end up in Bayek's tomb? That's a question I have. That's what I want to know.
You know all the secrets of Siwa.
So many things I wanted to know.
Let's go this way.
And instead we get Odyssey.
Of course you will. You are my son.
But I get scared. I try to be brave, but sometimes it's hard.
When I was about your age, sometimes I got scared too. Your grandfather was a well-known Magi, and he wanted me to bring honor to the family when I succeeded him.
Yeah, there were a ton of plot holes in Origins that like I needed answers to, and I was hoping that Odyssey would fill in those blanks. Now,
What did your father say?
we're going into Odyssey, and I still have a lot of questions, and I need to figure out what's going on. I need to know everything that's happening here.
Don't think so long. Jump.
Yes, Papa.
Hey, trust me. You can.
I do. I will.
Jump then. Come back. You're not ready.
I can do it, Papa. I can.
Shut up, you filthy little shit.
Help! Help me! That's Shanzira.
Uh-oh, the troublemaker.
Run home to your mother. Chenzera will be fine. I will take care of it.
Magi Bayek!
Go, now.
I'm scared. I don't want to go home alone.
Emu, just do what I say, please.
He just sounded like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Magi Bayek!
I'm indeed Magi here. Who summons me?
Sheath your weapon and follow me.
You said you only wanted to talk to him. Oh!
Yeah, I have a list of questions that I need answered in Odyssey. For both the present day and things that went on with Origins that I would have loved to have seen. See, now, this is actually amazing. I actually wanted to see if, like, I could beat these guys with all my ability points that I've got in all my things. It's, like, crazy.
Make a sound and you're dead.
No, Madge, I wasn't suffering from a bad case of that, but you could suck on these, though. Nice try, though. Yeah, that's true, Harold. In these scenes, you are a low level. I was still hoping to see that, like, you know, like, if I could, like, actually survive it and, like, one-shot those guys, but... It's kind of like with the Aya scenes. The Aya scenes, she's like level 35. Even if you're level 55.
Temple priests stubbornly refuse to assist. Or perhaps reluctant out of loyalty to the Oracle. We have someone to help convince you otherwise.
You know what, Medj? You did make me chuckle. You made me more than chuckle. You made me laugh. It is a win. I'll give you that. You got a dub on this one.
Come along.
I really... You want to know something? In fact, as I was reading that, I had to read on it. I had to read it like several times because I was like, okay, wait a minute. This is a joke. It has to be. And then I put it together. I was like, oh, okay, I got it. This guy, he's funny. It was good. It was good.
Comes in.
Camel, are you hurt?
Go ahead. Try it your way.
I'll leave my son out of this!
Your son has something to explain to you. Would the Ibis show him the orb?
We believe we need this to enter the vault. This is a waste of time!
The boy is frightened. It's all right.
Papo, they need you to tell them about the vault. They need to know how to use this.
As Medjay, you must have some clue or key or legend that explains its use. I don't know anything about this vault! Please leave my son out of this!
The Pharaoh has been aroused. He insists.
We will be discovered. Quickly!
Talk to your son. If the vault isn't open when we return, you'll never see him again.
Papo! I did what you said, but...
It's all right, son.
Yeah, you know what? Harold, that's one of the things that like a lot of people are upset about. Like a lot of people need to understand why it was okay for her to just like up and leave. You know? Like the death of her son made her like a completely different woman. And you know that was kind of shocking to people. And you know, honestly, like I can't see somebody doing something like that.
I don't know.
We must go now.
I will cut the heart from the boy.
Oh, wait.
He will never know the afterlife.
No, I will tell you. I will tell you.
He's stalling for time. What's this? Stop. This is madness.
Yeah, as a father, I gotta say the same thing. Like I saw this and it absolutely shocked me.
Takes that as your answer.
Absolutely shocked me. At this point, I wanted to kill like every person in the game. I was like looking outside my window, like ready to assassinate anybody outside. You know, it was it was really crazy. It's a very rough scene. This did give a lot of realism to this game, though. And one of the craziest things, if you guys have noticed, if you followed the series from the very beginning, Assassin's Creed 2 is the first video game in the series where a child has died. And it was Ezio's younger brother, it was Petruchio. Now, Petruchio was actually the only child in the Assassin's Creed series. Like, as you're running around, there are no children anywhere in the game. And, you know, like, that's, like, mind-blowing. We go through all these games, and then when we're on Origins, you actually see children running in the streets, playing around, you know, like, doing crazy nonsense and whatnot. The real reason that Khemu had to die was just because they wanted to get to Bayek. They wanted him to suffer. They wanted him to know that they are in control. And that's why the Khemu scene happened. But where it would have broken a weaker man, it inspired him to just become this killer, you know? But not to kill indiscriminately. He killed out of justice. So when he kills somebody, it's because they do something wrong.
Well done, my friend. Our hero returns. You brought joy to Siwa.
I should get to Alexandria.
Actually, I think Bayek was a lot more calmer than Aya. I feel like Aya lost a lot of herself.
I'm always pleased to help.
Bayek, he stayed focused. He was a family man. He still, like he loved his wife. He wanted to hunt down these bastards and kill his killer son, or like his son's killer. He wanted to do all these things, but Aya was completely broken. There was a point where, Bayek even says to her on a boat trip where they're alone, "We're parents," and she says, "No, we were parents." And like that spoke volumes to me. That was like, wow, like this woman is like way out there. Like she really, she lost it. She lost it. She lost who she was. She lost everything. She only chose to follow Cleopatra. She wasn't herself. She wasn't, like what she was when you first see the game, where she's like this happy wife and, like happy mother and still a Medjay, but, like doing all kinds of things like that. It was insane. It was really insane. It was actually like, I don't know, like it blew my mind when I saw that. When I was hearing that, it was crazy.
I must leave Siwa. There are others to whom I must deliver justice, especially the one known as the Snake.
How will you find these men?
Aya has been tracking them in Alexandria. I must find her.
She said she would be visiting her cousin at the Great Library.
Great Library?
And she said if you are coming to tell you one word, Serapis.
Serapis? The god that Greeks and Egyptians share. Of course, I see.
And Bayek, do something about that beard.
Goodbye, my friend.
Yeah, definitely. Like the more we talk about Bayek and Aya, like I do get upset because you know what?
Oh shit, Layla, you need a refill on cephalosporin.
Here we go.
Layla,
it's the present day. Man, Layla waking up from the animus sounds just like me after like a bender. It's crazy.
Layla? Layla! Come on back. Layla, are you with me? Habibti.
I told you not to call me that.
Thing is, the fastest way to get your attention is to piss you off.
I'm paying attention.
Okay, you need to take a break. The animus is rejecting you.
I'm fine.
Yes, but your kidneys aren't. Go add more cyclosporin before they shut down.
Cyclo what?
That's Medical Officer Geary to you. So? How did it go?
My mods are holding. Subject's memories are perfectly clear. If this doesn't convince Abstergo to give me a place on the Animus Project, nothing will.
Amazing! Who do you have in there?
His name is Bayek of Siwa. The death of his son turned him into a killer.
Think he'd be of interest to Abstergo?
Don't start.
You know, they're not going to be happy with how he handled this assignment.
They know I don't work by the book.
Well, this time you lit the book on fire and then stomped on it.
Yes.
Anyway, none of this will matter if you're comatose. Now go get that cyclosporin.
Got the cyclosporin.
2 cc should do it.
Yeah, I don't like paper-thin enemies either. That's why I really enjoy the way they tell the stories in this game series. I like to see
I was there to
the
help.
enemies are like, you know,
do a good
just
job
this
looking after me,
massive,
even from the
crazy
hotel.
organization.
And I know how you
I like
it
to
there,
see that
Khan.
they got all this crazy stuff going on. To me, that's awesome. Oh my God. You want to know something I just noticed? Normally, all around here would be Final Fantasy characters, things. You know, there's a Cactuar over here. There's a Moogle on the floor here. And I don't want to see out here. There should be like a Chocobo sticker on the truck. Maybe that only happens after you actually complete the crossover assignments. Because as we all know, Final Fantasy and Assassin's Creed do a lot of crossovers. Oh wow, yeah, the Chocobo sticker isn't there. Interesting. Maybe you have to complete that mission and then that's where all that stuff comes in. I wonder if they'll let me do all this stuff. Yes, here's Bayek.
Come forth by day, and I will guide you home.
Who are you talking to?
Bayek's mummy.
Real chatterbox, that one.
Oh, wow. Here's something I've never tried. Look, you can't even jump here. This whole area is sealed off to you until you continue the game. That's actually pretty amazing. Yeah, there's tons of information you find in the laptop and
Going
whatnot.
back in. This is so badass.
That's the thing that I do though, Free Will. Like I honestly, like, I'm just curious by nature, so I love just exploring every little inch of the game. I've done that since like the Nintendo. Like I used to play Mario Brothers games and I used to look everywhere. I used to jump everywhere. I used to attack everything, like trying to find some kind of secret. And that's just my gameplay style. It's crazy. Yeah, when you go to like Bayek's thing and like you try to like get into that area, it's crazy that you can't. It would have been awesome if they would have allowed you to though. But then I kind of see it like they really can't show you that stuff. This is like the second time we're seeing the Assassin's Creed Origins thing, isn't it? Why is my Senu brown? I thought my Senu was white. Why am I on this camel? Where's my horse?
Whoa.
Oh, get out of here, camel.
I must protect this great land. Alexandria is where the snake thrives, and Aya lives. I must find them both.
My fire horse.
Whoa.
Whoa, that sun is bright. Whenever I like play games like this, like I go all in. I go absolutely crazy trying to like get, you know, like all the trophies and stuff like that. Like I'm really weird about trophies. Like I'm definitely a trophy whore because like I love to get all the trophies, platinum the thing. Like one of my friends like made me laugh because like I forget how many trophies I have. It's like this ridiculous number, and he's just like, you know, are you ever not on the games? And I was like, maybe.
Hey. You are dead. Hey now.
I love love how they're all like, you are dead, and like, I'm stabbing them. I'm not chasing you, dude.
Easy shot, in range.
Easy shot, in range, and he missed.
Crazy bug.
I love that Senu attacks too, that's awesome. Come here, stop running. You're not gonna kill me. And if you do, it'll actually be funny. There we go, down goes that guy. Three kids, Harold. God bless, man. I wanted more kids. I just have one little Strider. That's it. And he's just like a different kind of gamer than I am. He plays a lot of Fortnite. So like he's always on the charts there, which like amazes me. Even though I'm pretty sure like tons of people could get on the charts and stuff like that. Still, like it just blows my mind that he's so good at that game. I'm terrible at that game. I'll admit that. Hello, Eleanor. How are you? Where's my horse? You want to know something like really crazy? Do you know in Assassin's Creed Odyssey that they are actually making the horse a big part of the game as well? And the whole reason behind that is because Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming out. And they just want to make something like relevant. I'm sitting here like, are you freaking serious, dude? What's happening to X-Skull 13? How's everybody doing today? Let's see, what do I want to do? Do I want to go and get the stone circles first? Or do I want to get that other thing first? You know what, I'll do this. I'll get this thing here. That'll be fun. Yeah, Free Will, seriously, like they make this whole crazy thing where they wanted you to have a lot of significance and whatever with your horse, because when Red Dead Redemption 2 comes out, they're worried that the sales are going to go based on the horse. The horse. Not the fact that we're totally going backwards in time, or you know, we're dealing with a period that has nothing to do with the assassins. You know, there's no hidden blade, there's no hoods or anything like that. The horse. They're worried about the horse. A horse is a horse, of course, unless the horse that you endorse happens to be Mr. Ed. I am actually hyped for Spider-Man. I'm kind of excited. Like, the gameplay is actually like really interesting to me. I know a lot of people are like kind of upset about it though. Like a couple of people, like they really don't care about like the gameplay and stuff like that. Like they feel like, you know, like it's just out of play game market, and I don't see why. Like, to me, I find that strange. Oh yeah, there are hoods, Harold. There are hoods, but you know, it's not like official Assassin's Creed hoods and everything like that. Eleanor, my level, I'm max level. I'm level 55. But here, I'm going to show you something like really funny. Like this is, I did another New Game Plus, and here is what I got going on. This is all my stats. So a lot of people are like, you know, oh, Dying Strider, you're so OP. Why would you play the game like this? What's wrong with you? And I'm just like, you know what? I want to continue this. I want to see like just how far I could bring Bayek, because I want to be able to punch a war elephant once and knock it down, or I want to be able to shoot one arrow at a god and kill it instantly. That would be crazy. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are like, Darkstrider, what's wrong with you? Why do you have so many points? And the funny thing is, though, that, like, none of these points were bought. This is all, like, as I'm playing my channel, you know, like, as I'm showing you, like, whatever is going on, like, glitches, secrets, things like that. Even, like, a bunch of, like, my casual, you know, like, conversation pieces and stuff like that. That's how I earned all those points. I have, like, over 351 hours in this game. You think I like this game? This horse I actually got from Retta. As you do, like, you know, like all the daily missions and everything like that. This was one of the prizes.
Whoa.
I have, like, so many things. And this was another thing, and Free Will, let me know if, like, you actually have seen some of these videos that I did, where I've got all these weapons, and there was one guy who was like really upset with me because he was like, why do you need all those weapons? And I was like, because I just collect them as we play the game. I collect, you know, like the legendary stuff. I usually, you know, like sell the purple or the blue and stuff like that. Oh, just to let you guys know, this right here, the Chop Chop, this was, I actually got this through like a monster thing. You drink the monster drinks and then you put in the code, and it gave you like all these crazy gifts and everything. This, I think, was one of them. My favorite weapons, honestly, are the weapons that I'm carrying right now. I always carry the Sword of the Duat. I always carry the Sunslayer. The, you know, bows. I always have the Jackal's Gaze, which I got since the beginning, and I never took it off. And there was a level 15 mission where you can actually get this, and then Ubisoft changed it to where this was actually a prize from the Trial of the Gods. And I never took it off, and I always kept it. And while people were like trying to like get a hold of it, or they noticed that it was gone from their inventory, it was always in mine. So that's one I always keep. I always use this horn bow. As far as like the outfits go, I like the Hidden One outfit, but I have like almost every single outfit. And, you know, like my collection is solid. My collection is crazy. I have the, you know, the Trial of the Gods ones. I have just a bunch of like goofy outfits and stuff like that. Altair. I know I have Ezio. I have Aguilar from the movie. That's his outfit, and it's kind of funky looking. Yeah, I've got the Hunter's Fury, which is the Far Cry Primal. That was the crossover they did. Just tons of outfits. I'm just like a collector. I'm like ridiculous with this stuff. The best Assassin's Creed game out of the entire thing, that's a tough one. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big fan of like the Ezio series, but Origins really grabs me. I haven't seen an assassin as good as Ezio when I saw Bayek, and Bayek really isn't, he's nothing like Ezio. But the thing is that they really concentrated on his personality, and to me the personality is what gets you. The personality is absolutely incredible. Yeah, a lot of the horses are like really cool. Like I thought that a lot of the different horses that they have are just absolutely incredible. They're gorgeous. Lil Strider wants a horse, and you know, like I'm actually looking for like a horse that's on fire.
And ready to fight. But we must only fight when it is just.
I'll practice hard, Papa. I want to be strong and hunt like you do.
You are already better with your weapons than many men. You will make a fine Medjay, son.
Like Mom says, may your victories multiply.
When you see the banter between Bayek and his son, I kind of feel like they have a Goku Gohan kind of thing going on.
Her breath.
And then, you know, like he dies, and it's just, it's crazy.
She leads the armies of the Pharaoh into battle.
You hear that wind right now? Whenever you're close to like where the piece is supposed to go, when you're doing these stones, you always hear the wind pick up. That's how I know I'm close. The Easter eggs in this game really kill me. Like when you watch, when you listen and he imitates Conan the Barbarian from the Conan movie. That's always crazy. Yeah, see, you know what? A lot of people were like really upset with the side missions, but like legitimately, if you played through the entire game and did only the main missions, you could literally beat this game in 6 hours. Like I mean, I've done it before. Like you can beat this game in 6 hours. But the side missions are what really made the game, because it brought a lot of character and depth to what you were doing. And like to me, side missions are like everything. Like you give me a game, and like the Secret of Mana remake, like that's you know one that like I recently played through, enjoyed. I beat it. And the big thing for me, like, I'm so weird and I'm so anal about this. When I'm playing a game like that, every town I visit, I have to be at least 5 levels higher. I have to be, you know, like, when I got to, like, the very first boss fight, which some people handle at, like, level 2, level 3, I had to be, like, level 5, level 8, just because that's the type of player I am. I'm, like, ridiculous.
He will be in the temple. He always is.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff that goes on with Bayek, like the things that he does and everything, a lot of it is like absolutely amazing. Some of the stuff, like there is even one of the bad guys that you have to kill where it's a priest, and it may be one of the priests that are in the thing, and if you kill the wrong priest, he actually says that it weighed heavy on his heart, that, you know, it might affect his judgment when he dies. Oh my god, my favorite mission for this game, that's a tough one. That really is. There were so many like really good missions in this game. And one of my favorites actually, is the Final Fantasy crossover, where you actually, you know, like you go into the tomb and you discover, you know, like secrets from Final Fantasy 15. That's actually a lot of fun. I like things like that. But at the same time, you know, like man, if we're not going with that, there are so many good ones in this. I think the one that sticks out most in my head is the one where you go into the what is it, the gladiator combat, and you meet your friend from Siwa, and the two of you team up, and she actually is so involved in like the glory and everything of the battles and the fights and everything, that you actually, you know, she just loses sight of who she is.
I was once like that.
I think that was like a pretty powerful kind of mission. Yeah, free will. Like that's how I am. I'm like ridiculous when it comes to like RPGs. And you know, like when we got this with Origins where you could level and everything like that, I was absolutely ludicrous with it. I was going and leveling, I was like handling guys. The recommended thing was like, you know, you had to be level 20. I was like level 40. Like I'm just sick with that stuff. Like that's how I am, especially with RPGs.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, like she defended the bad guy, but the reason she was defending the bad guy was monetary gain. And, you know, it is what it is. You know, that's how some people are. Some people do things for monetary gain. And, you know, just, I was blown away. I was like, man, you know, this is like your friend and everything. And she's following this evil, wicked person, and you have to end up killing her, you know. And honestly, like when I see things like that, you know, and you think of like hurting your friends and stuff like that, you know, it weighs heavy on you. But like at that point, I was like, you know what, I feel no pity because, you know, she was an evil person, you know. I'm telling you, this series is absolutely amazing. Yeah, a lot. See, that was one of the big things. The side missions, there are so many that are intertwined. There are so many that, you know, connect. That you know, like you might not understand unless you play all these different side missions and everything. And like I was blown away how they did that. How everything connected to everything. There's not one mission that you do that, you know, like has that's absolutely just ridiculous and pointless. Every mission you do has something to do with something.
Whoa.
And I thought that was incredible. Oh my God, Harold, what was that mission? That I remember. Oh man, that was actually a cool mission too. Like the things that went on, you know, it brought history. It brought history.
Whoa.
That's what I'm talking about. When you play this kind of game, and this is why I fell in love with Origins. It completely immersed me in the story, in the world, in what was going on. I was blown away. It was incredible. There aren't a lot of games out there on the market that do that. And for a little while, Ubisoft really was, you know, they were messing up. They were. And they came out with Origins, and I mean, people came right back to the Assassin's Creed thing. Some people actually left, though. Some people were really upset about Origins. They felt that this was not a typical Assassin's Creed game. They felt that this is not the where Assassin's Creed should have gone. Oh my God, my least favorite assassin. That's, man. There are a couple of bad ones that I don't like. I didn't care for either assassin from Rogue or Unity. I thought that they were completely boring. The Fry twins were okay, but I really didn't care for them either. Honestly, when I first played the original Assassin's Creed, I really didn't care for Altair, but as I played the game, when Assassin's Creed 2 came out, I was kind of upset that Altair wasn't in it. I understood why Altair wasn't in it. I understood that, you know, they changed it and everything. But in the beginning of the game, I thought that he was like a real jerk. I thought that, you know, like he was a clown. And he won me over. And I really do appreciate Assassin's Creed, the first one, because he won me over. How often does a character win you over? Ezio, no, I'll admit Ezio, he won me over too. Ezio was kind of, I thought he was naive and a jerk and everything like that, and you know, he won me over too. But you know, then I saw a little bit of myself in Ezio, and that's why, like, I think that might have been my confrontation. I was kind of upset with the guy, and then I loved the guy because I was like, okay, you know what? This dude is me if I was living in Renaissance Italy. But I'm not. I'm living in suburban New York, America. And I can't be as charming and witty. Yeah, a lot of people didn't like Shay. Eleanor, I actually, like, my whole channel is basically Assassin's Creed. So, by all means, please subscribe and watch all my videos. I've got, like, tons of videos on, like, Odyssey, on the future of Assassin's Creed. You know, things that people missed, things that people don't even pay attention to. And, you know, like, a lot of bigger YouTubers, they'll put certain things on their channel, and I've got stuff. I actually laugh because I see bigger YouTube channels, like, actually following my lead. They actually do videos on stuff that I've already done. And I don't take offense to it. I actually feel flattered, honestly. You know what? I kind of miss multiplayer. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I used to play multiplayer, and you know, like, I wasn't the greatest at it, but I knew certain things, I knew certain techniques and everything in order to, like, come out on top. So there were certain things that I would do in multiplayer, like, I'm trying to think, which one was it? I want to say it was Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. There's a level that is from, I think, the original Assassin's Creed 2, where you climb, like, this massive tower, and it's actually like a synchronization point. But in the multiplayer, I would go up on this tower, and I would just sit there. And people would climb up because they had to kill me. As they climbed up, I would just throw, like, a smoke bomb, and then just, like, smack them in the head and stop them from, like, killing me. And it was, like, my biggest thing. And then when, like, whenever there was an assassin that I had to kill, I would just wait on this tower, and when they passed by below, I would jump, like, the 1,000,000 feet down and murder the target. And it was like, people used to get so mad at me because it was so funny that, like, I would do that. But that was a big thing. It was crazy. I was kind of shocked when I got Origins, and Origins didn't have a multiplayer. I was actually more shocked when I played Assassin's Creed, the Ezio trilogy, and the multiplayer didn't make it into the trilogy. I was both shocked and I was kind of upset, honestly. Like, I didn't understand why they didn't do it, because multiplayer was decent. Some of the trophies were, like, you know, just impossible to get, but still, I kind of enjoyed the multiplayer, honestly.
Afraid I must borrow this.
Yeah, Unity had a ton of glitches. Tons of glitches. You know what I'm finding, though? Like, a lot of Ubisoft's games have, like, these ridiculous glitches, and some of them you can exploit. I have a video of Far Cry 5 gameplay that me and Lil Strider did, and it's actually hysterical because, like, there's a glitch where, like, he got into, like, a vehicle, and the vehicle's just bouncing all over the place and everything, and we couldn't understand it. We didn't know why it was bouncing, but, like, he couldn't stop. On his screen, he wasn't bouncing, he was in the vehicle. In my screen, he was just bouncing all over the place. I thought it was hilarious. Yeah, multiplayer co-op is a lot of fun. You know, like if it's done right. If it's done in a garbage way, it's just like really annoying. I actually had a lot of fun, I'm not gonna lie, with BioShock. BioShock, and here's a funny story, right? When I first got a PlayStation 3, that was the first next-gen system at the time that I had bought. And I bought the PlayStation 3, and I bought Assassin's Creed, and I bought BioShock. And I thought that I would be more in love with Assassin's Creed than I would BioShock, and for some reason BioShock just drew me in. It completely drew me in, and I started playing BioShock religiously. I was playing that game until I absolutely beat it and got every single trophy. I platinumed that thing. Then, you know, like I started playing on Assassin's Creed again, and then I was more focused on Assassin's Creed because I thought it was just incredible. My favorite Templar, Skull, that's a good question. You want to know something? I think that my favorite Templar was actually Rodrigo Borgia from Assassin's Creed Part 2. And the reason that like I think he's my favorite was, number one, you know, they gave Ezio 3 games. And 3 games, that's a lot of time and space to actually create a lot of background story with this character. So even his enemies had a lot of background story. And Rodrigo Borgia, not only was he just, you know, like an incredible antagonist because he's the Pope, he's like a powerful person, you know, and then, you know, like the castle that him and his family was so weird and crazy and shit. Honestly, if you look into history, there actually was a Rodrigo Borgia, and he did become the Pope, and his family was that Batguano crazy.
Stay there.
And like, I just thought that that was incredible that they nailed that history so hard. And you know, like I was taken in. I was blown away. I would love to see more characters like that. I mean, most of the characters that you see in Assassin's Creed are actually historical characters, but they gave so much depth to Rodrigo Borgia, and you know, it took me in. It took me in, and that's what I love. I love when I play a game, and the game actually absolutely absorbs you. When you play a game like that, it's gold. I love it. Yeah, Altair had 2 games, but you know what? They really didn't like concentrate on the characters that he fought. He fought who? Desal in the first one, and I can't remember who he fought in the PSP version. And I played Bloodlines like crazy too. Like, I love that game. Man, see, now I gotta go back and play that game. See, you guys are making me nostalgic for like old Assassin's Creed games. Yeah, no, I always include the PSP. That was an incredible system. Really, it could have done a lot more, but they didn't focus a lot on it. Nintendo is doing amazing things with their Switch, and you know, even though when the Switch came out, like, people were calling it the Nintablet and stuff like that, but I actually enjoy the Switch. I have a lot of fun with it. Alright, Free Will, thank you for watching, man. I always appreciate when you're on and you're talking and you're commenting and stuff like that. You bring a lot to the table, bro, so have a good day at work. And hopefully, you know, you catch me when I'm streaming again. Haytham, why do you like Haytham? Oh man, Skull. Honestly, I have both systems, and I'm not gonna lie to you, even though I have more friends that are on the Xbox One, I prefer the PS4. I just feel like it has the better hardware, it has the better software, it has the better exclusives. And honestly, like a lot of what I need to do is always on the PS4. I tried, you know, like doing stuff with the Xbox One. I really wanted to stream with the Xbox One, but then I found out I needed specific headsets and, you know, like all this other stuff and whatnot. Like my capture card wasn't working with my headset. And I was like, why is this? Like, I don't have this problem on PS4. So any video game that comes out for both, I usually get for the PS4 just because, like, I have everything I need, all the resources, in order to, like, actually record and edit and stream. Yeah, a lot of people say that God of War is GOAT, but you know what? At the same time, a lot of people are kind of nervous about Red Dead Redemption 2. A lot of people are saying, hey, listen, this is going to be killer. And I think that most of Red Dead Redemption 2's hype is because it's been so long since the last Red Dead Redemption. Like, people wanted a sequel, like, on last-gen consoles, and it never got a sequel. So I think that, like, a lot of people are, like, really, really hyping it up just based on the fact that the first one was so good. But sequels, sometimes sequels really don't do well. God of War, though, God, man, I loved God of War. I was calling Little Strider boy for like a hot minute after I played God of War. Yeah, Detroit Become Human, I played. That game is amazing. I love that studio. I actually have Heavy Rain, and I also have Beyond Two Souls. And for me, those games were amazing. Some people really don't like those games. They feel like, you know, it's, you know, like it's not really their thing. But if you are into that sort of game, like, those games are absolutely incredible. So I love those games. I loved when I first got Heavy Rain, I saw the trailer for it. I saw the gameplay for it. And then they came out with this thing where you play as the reporter. It was like a little side mission. There were no trophies or achievements for it. It was just like a little, you know, like a side mission or whatever, just to get you interested in the gameplay. And I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And then I went and I got the full-fledged game, Heavy Rain. And man, I played that game. I had so many save files. I greatly enjoyed that game. That game was incredible. No, I haven't played it on my channel. And you know what, Eleanor? I really do need to play, like, a lot of games on my channel. My whole thing is I have so many games. Some of them I haven't even touched yet. Some of the games that I have are still in the packaging. And I really need to stop that. I need to play those games. I need to, like, upload the you know, the gameplay to it. I really do. Yes, I played Shadow of War. And let me tell you something. I have a friend. His name is Edward Shore. He's actually on my channel list. And feel free to check out his stuff. This guy is absolutely amazing. He finds glitches in these games and posts them. And the guy only has like 30-something subscribers, but his channel is so incredible. He has so many things going on all at once. And I'm blown away. If you watch his Shadow of War gameplay, you'll be absolutely amazed. I play with him every once in a while, and I mean, he blows me away with the stuff that he finds. Yeah, you know what, Eleanor? That's a good suggestion. I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to put more gameplay of... I really got to get more diverse. If you'll hold on for a moment, people, I'm just going to be back in 1 second, please. I'm sorry that the stream is, you know, Just going to stay on Bayek on this hill, but feel free to keep commenting. And I'm going to see these comments when I see them. All right, thank you for waiting, everybody. I really needed a potty break. I'm almost 3 hours into the stream, and I really had to use the bathroom. Anyway, yeah, you know what, Eleanor? Just for you, I'm gonna play through that entire series from that studio. I'm gonna play Heavy Rain. I'm gonna play Beyond Two Souls, and I'm gonna play Detroit Become Human, because those are like excellent games. There are some people that really, really don't like those games, but they're amazing. I'm sorry, they're amazing.
The lid of a sarcophagus. There was a symbol here, but it is too damaged for me to make out.
You know what? The whole fact that he has Senu, this kind of blew people away, because when people saw that he had Senu, and people saw, you know, that there was no traditional eagle vision where like everything goes blue and everything like that, where you actually have an eagle for your eagle vision, people were like blown away. You know, some people were like taken aback by it. They felt that it was like trash. And then other people like myself, like I thought it was absolutely innovative, because if you think about it, like this is supposed to be the origins of the Assassin's Creed. Bayek does not have eagle vision. The other thing is that when it comes to eagle vision, it's believed that only those who have Isu blood in their bodies actually have the ability to have the eagle vision. And I thought that was pretty cool. So Desmond had it, Ezio had it, Altair had it because he was related to them. Connor had it.
Scraps of blood and flesh. There was a body here.
Haytham had it.
Crocodiles must have devoured it. Troubling. If I had more information, I might understand this better. But as he was eaten by a crocodile, I'll keep my eye out for anything else so unusual.
Yeah, Senu was real helpful. I was like really happy that we had Senu. The only thing that like blows my mind is that like in Odyssey they have an eagle as well. The eagle's name is Icaros, and you know, basically the same idea. You've got this eagle that's supposed to help you out. Oh wow, time settings. I have actually posed this question on a lot of my videos. I kind of don't want to see Japan, because Japan, you know, would be too obvious because of the whole assassin thing. They're almost like ninjas. A lot of people also think that World War II would be a great setting, even though they actually did that in a comic. But I don't know how I feel about World War II. I feel like it's kind of like way too close. And I kind of enjoy seeing like deep past kind of scenarios. Like I really see, time setting for me is hard. I actually really do enjoy seeing Egypt, because there's tons of stuff. Historically, Egypt, it has a lot of mystical qualities. You know what I would like to see? Here's what I would like to see. I would love to see a Assassin's Creed done around the time that Stonehenge was actually built. I think that would make for an interesting game because Stonehenge is actually pretty mystical and magical itself. And I would like to see how Ubisoft tackles explaining Stonehenge's creation. Because the stones from Stonehenge are not even from that area. They're from, like, I think it's something like 3,000 miles away. So how did they transport those stones that are in Stonehenge to Stonehenge? I think that's a game right there. Ubisoft, if you're watching this stream, you feel free to check. Yeah, you know what, Harold? That would actually be interesting too. The Isu Age. If we found out, like, what happened to the Isu, that would be crazy. Oh, Machu Picchu? Yeah, that's another one. You know what? Oh my God, I love you guys. You guys are incredible. Like, that actually would make a lot of sense too. Like, that would be incredible if they did something with Machu Picchu. Anything that involves, like, you know, anything to do with, like, possible alien sightings and stuff like that, I think that that would be intense. I think that those, if they did games like that, it would be absolutely insane. In those areas, there's so much speculation and you know, BS and nonsense about what went on in those spots. And I think that would be absolutely incredible if they explained that. Really, you want something that is that deals with, like, tombs constantly? Ideas would actually be awesome if they're done right. You know, if they're not done right, if they're done, you know, like, just in some really dumb freaking way and stuff like that, like, people are not gonna like it. But if they do it right, almost any of these things could be possible. Well, you know what? That's what Odyssey basically is going to be. Basically going to be like